Hey everybody, I wanted to do something a little different today. I wanted to talk about some stuff that I believe in, and some stuff I never really talk about. I don't talk about it with almost anybody, mostly because I don't think that people really look at it the way that they should, and people don't have opinions that matter on an issue. They have opinions that they, for whatever reason, are told are right. They have opinions that people influence upon them, and nobody really can come up with their own ideas on these issues that I'm going to talk about. And I'm not trying to persuade anybody, although it may come off that way. But I mean, you believe in what you believe in. I can't change your mind, even if I strongly believe that you should. Can't really do it, so I'm not going to try. What I'm going to talk about today are some fringe issues. Fringe issues meaning they're things that, like if you're a politician and you're running for office, they're things that you have an opinion one way for or another way for. You don't really have ideas on how to fix them. You just state your opinion because normally there are things that are so far from being solved, or things that are, basically impossible to come to a decision to. So you just pick which side you're on, and then that way the voters can pick you for which side you're on. An example: abortion, gay marriage, flag burning. There's a lot, stuff like that. Stuff that's like, it's real gray area. I'm going to talk about gay marriage first. And this is going to lead into my religion video, which I might do next, which this will be the last time I ever talk about this. For those of you who don't care about this kind of stuff, I'm just going to do it once. What is the sanctity of marriage? The sanctity of marriage, according to the people who believe in the sanctity of marriage, is the consummation of a man and a woman coming together and being together forever. That's what they believe the sanctity of marriage is, and that's what they believe it should be. Well, just like a soul, for example, people have souls, so to speak. That's what sanctity means, because it does not exist. There's no such thing as sanctity. It's like art. You either think it's good or you think it's bad, or, for example, you think it exists or you think it doesn't exist. It's factual. There's no such thing as sanctity. It's all in what people believe and put into something. I'll use a pro wrestling example. The world title is either important or not important based on what you do to make it seem important. And people, for whatever reason, still think that marriage is a sanctimonious act when more than 50% of the people who get married this day and age get divorced. And for example, the rate for gay marriages is higher. Meaning that less people get divorced in gay marriages, mostly because they probably cherish the fact that they are allowed to get married. So what is sanctimonious about marriage anymore? It's 90% of the time people get married for the wrong reasons, and the 10% of the time that they get married for the right reasons, they might get divorced anyway. And I'd say at least half of the marriages that exist are unhappy, or they are happy due to some superficial means. So what's sanctimonious about marriage? I mean, if you're on the other side, pipe in with a comment. So that's a fairy tale explanation for a completely asinine and I don't know what the way to put it would be, but a completely bigot type of reaction to something like a gay marriage. Why the fuck do we care if gay people get married? Because of the sanctity? That's what you got? Okay. It provides tax dollars for the state, as little as it may be, because marriages aren't raking in the buck, so to speak, but it's tax dollars, okay? It would be a good message it would be a win when it comes to gay rights, and it's not the win, like if you're one of these stupid idiots that believes gay people should die or whatever, it's one of the wins that you could kind of put it in the lost column and say, okay, we gave them gay marriage, maybe they'll calm down on some other issues. Just use common sense when it comes to like piloting, trying to, if you want to really shut down gay rights, if you really want to shut down gay people, I think gay marriage is probably the last on your list. So I say, no matter what, even if you're a bigot or you're a gay person, gay marriage should be legal. It's common sense to give them a win in the gay marriage column, and maybe they'll tighten up on some other issues or whatever. That's the main issue, which I think is weird. There's a lot more things when it comes to gay rights that are more important than gay marriage, and most gay people would admit it to you too. They just feel as though, marriage is something that's been around forever, basically forever, and they feel as though their rights are being infringed upon because they can't get married. And it's obvious. It's obvious that their rights are being infringed upon because they can't get married. It's only a matter of time before it's legal, because we live in a country of fleeting religious beliefs, and the longer it goes, the more fleeting they'll become, or at least believed upon. And I can get into conspiracy theories, but there's so many gay politicians. You would be amazed how many politicians are. I'm not talking openly. How many politicians are homosexual? You would just. I heard statistics where it might be 10%, that's arguably the percentage of the population that's gay. Although it's got to be less. I got to think it's a little less than that. But if that's true, there's a reason why and then those people, Larry Craig and people of that, people like that, those are the most vehement against gay rights. So you can kind of see what kind of hypocrisy and what kind of complete and utter cowards we're dealing with when it comes to government. And, you can kind of see why I just don't talk about it. I'm going to check how much time I got. I don't talk about government because things like this are they're just the beginning of why I hate government. You have a guy like Larry Craig is a senator, I think from New Jersey? I should have looked it up. But I think he's a former senator. He gets caught in a public bathroom blowing some dude or something like that, and he denies it. He denies it to this day, and he resigned because of it. And if you look up his voting record, he's like something like 7% for gay rights. They do that because they're trying to cover their ass, and they're basically in the highest. And when it comes to trying to push something through, a senator, there's nobody more important than a senator besides the president. And you're dealing with a gay man, a closeted gay man, for sure. There's no doubt about it. And he's voting against himself because he doesn't want to be outed. How can they win? It's like, how can you win? Also, Dan, I don't know if his name's Dan, but Frist from Florida, he was I think he's a senator, maybe a congressman from Florida. Another guy, just a lot of people come forward and talk about how they've fucked Dave Frist, or Dan Frist, whatever the fuck his name is. And he, again, another guy who votes down gay stuff. Gay stuff meaning gay legislation. It's like, I'm not going to say I'm going to kill myself, but I don't want to live in a country or a world where gay people vote down gay things because they don't want to be outed. Don't they realize that, they're just making their lives harder? Obviously, I can understand why you wouldn't want to come out for whatever reason. Politically, you don't want to lose your job or whatever. But there's so many subtle ways that, you don't have to be against all gay things. Why? You don't have to be you're gay because you're for all gay. Who would ever assume that? Just use your brains, politicians. I'm going to talk about some more, so wait for video 2, I guess.